us, we're still discussing what validates a woman, because even if we flip it, in our society too, the pressure is equally on men, because you say what validates a man is his ability to provide for his family. Because they say, oh, you're the man, you're supposed to care for your family, you're supposed to be the provider. That in itself, when a man feels emasculated, he feels worthless when he's unable to achieve these expectations of society. So in the same vein, a woman also is built to feel that if you don't have all these things, you are not validated. But if we're now redefining it based on this conversation, say, okay, a woman, first of all, to know thyself. If I'm the kind of person that I don't have the ability to be a nurturer, I just don't know how to do it. I can't care. I know I might want a child just to say, okay, this is my own. I won't have more than one child. That's just what, let me just focus, every nurturing thing I can do, let me just focus on this one child. And then I don't have time to be lovey-dovey, remembering somebody's birthday, I go taking care of in-laws, remembering because how should I be. I can't handle that. I'd rather just look at my career, come and see you once in a while, and I'm okay. So we've not still answered that question. Is that acceptable? Can we accept that as a standard in our society?
Yeah. So for example, the same way we talk about men. Some men make good fathers, but they don't make good husbands.
True.
Some men make good husbands, they are not good fathers.
True.
Like I also said, we are all wired differently, right? Some men know how to be providers. Some men know how to, as in there are certain men that you'll be dating or you're married to. You just know that they think for you, that they know that there's supposed to, school fees has to be paid, there has to be a roof over. As in, they don't expect that of you.
Yes.
Why there are some men that you have to sit down with them to say, baby, time is coming. We're all different. And so at the end of the day, what my take in this would be, as in, do you, what makes you happy? And you must find your own. In this world, we are like zillions of people in the world. There must be somebody that you sync with. There must be somebody that you share the same ideologies with, and it's okay. And that's why I always say, find your mates. Don't just, we get carried. We're not having the right conversations when it comes to dating. People are not asking the right questions because
in the early days, as Nima has said earlier, in the early days, the school is available. You're not asking those questions. You're not discussing. You don't even know your future. So, as a 22-year-old, 23-year-old, you see somebody who you guys are friends, and you get married. Fast forward, you now become more enlightened, more empowered, more exposed. You realize that okay, maybe I have better, or menopause has hit you. You realize that okay, my wants are different now. Now, society doesn't allow you to just walk away. Now, a Muslim woman can say, "I'm done. This man is no more serving me. I'm divorcing this man." But a Christian woman cannot do that. She has to stay there because the Bible says God hates divorce. So we see a lot of Christian women and Christian men are sometimes doing cheating behind, or they're breaking the vows because they have been forced to confine themselves to this box. So, but another reason I can say, if you are feeling this confinement, you can excuse yourself, you can live for different reasons, but some of us cannot live. And because we cannot live, it's causing many people to sin, to even do worse things. So that's what we're saying. Should we redefine it where a woman knows that I cannot continue like this? Can I be allowed to just live my life?
A woman can choose to do whatever if he is not listening to the judgment that she thinks, because whether or not we like it, I can have biases and think why case choosing not to be under a marriage document is somehow I'll be looking at that. What is she? And I'll look at you that what's happen? Now only you born 4 children. You can't control people's biases and how they judge. So you cannot live an entire life worrying about what they will judge you with. It is what you project of yourself and how confident you are about it. If I choose not to be married, but it's not my problem to be in my brother's house, I'll be telling them, if only I have married, nobody will insult me with it. If I come to your house and say, if only I had children, that's when you would know that it's something that you can insult me with. Or if I don't live the life such that I create the pity, why do you want to see me like that? You're a successful career woman. You have carried yourself with the respect. Some of us are here. We are married women. We have brought our kids. It has never clashed because we have deep respect for you. You've earned your respect and you respect yourself. But if you come here every day and say that, hey, see our children. Maybe when I born my own. If you create that narrative, people will lose. The judgment will then sit on you.
Yeah.
If women can just, love themselves. You see, when a middle-aged man is entering his rebellious stage, you see the way they used to live life. If women can just throw shame aside and stop pretending. You're a mother-in-law, but you're not wired to carry any grandchildren. So they should not even be bringing them to your house. Exactly. But rather you say, how the children are welcome, and when they come, like, come, all of you mothers, come and sit with your children. But you've created narrative, making your kids think, oh, no, perfect mother-in-law. My mother is a perfect mother-in-law. And then your wife, daughter-in-law is trying to rely on that presentation you have given, and you're making her seem like she's pressing your neck. Why not tell her, hey auntie, this is where your mother house dey. Is your mother abi get a nanny? We can just help you supervise. Be open. Stop the whole pretense.
We're going to wrap this up.
But that's why they say women are women's worst enemy.
Exactly.
Because we are the ones that judge. In reality, it's not even the man that is judging you.
Yes.
It's we that will sit down and say, see how shall not what husband do? This is 40 something.
Mind that.
Let me take
Or you say,
there's no man that's going to sit down and discuss your matter like that.
Men discuss, okay, leave that one. This man, they gossip. This man, this Nigerian
men gossip men.
What men discuss is that woman, she's not married and she fine.
She find that she's available.
Let me take this.
That's what the man will discuss. It's the woman that will be judgmental.
Thanks for calling. You're live. Our final call on this.
Hello, good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
So I feel what I'm saying is, I think this new generation of women, like what we have there on that table, all of you, will make it better for women to be sure in themselves. As in, the younger ones will now be better in determining who they are. Nobody validates anybody. Every step that you take in life, people will always judge you in one way or another due to their own insecurity of their own ideas. But when we train children to know that at different stages you could have this kind of hormones, you could have this kind of feeling, it makes you to be sure of yourself and to be strong in yourself, to take decisions when those things happen in life, and you'll be able to move on irrespective of what anybody says about you. And it's totally different from men. If you have to be a man and you get married, you should be able to, for you to say I want to get married and have children, I don't think validation of taking care of children and all of that, I don't think that one is validation. I think if a man should get up one day to like the other man that happened the other time and say, I want to marry my first love, I think we should allow him to marry his first love. I think everybody should be happy in their space. But with technology and new ideas these days, you should be able to find peace within yourself, irrespective of religion, what anybody, because people always talk about, people always have ideas and opinions. That should not determine our life. That's my own opinion about it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're going to wrap. Let's take a few comments as we wrap up on this.
You started a disruptor of society when you talked about those who opt to just be mothers.
Yes.
Single mothers,
yes.
You know, that disrupts the circle because you need somebody to have that child.
I can buy it in a bank.
That's the thing. They are disrupting society.
I'm not disrupting society. Technology
there's a reason why it's regulated under marriage so that there can be links. You can find where you cannot just buy it off the shelf. You know, creating this imbalance and justifying it because you want to be the kind of woman you want to be. I don't know whether you get my point.
I don't get your point.
Let me
tell you why.
You can't buy babies.
I don't agree to
that. I can never agree to that.
Children that have a father figure are more all-rounded, they're more wholesome.
Yes, that's why we say that.
Without
yes,
so you're a selfish woman when you decide to buy.
One at a time. Yeah. What Naraki said is correct, and what single mothers do is get a male figure, who's either their brother, their uncle, somebody who is a bit consistent, and it happens, and it has worked.
He is not
that mother has worked.
Now.
So it doesn't matter.
No,
you need a man, a father figure.
No,
it doesn't matter. A father figure doesn't have to be biologically your father. It could be somebody who plays that role as a father.
The biological one is not a shelf thing.
So the shelf one I'm talking about, what I'm saying that to us in 2025, where we are knowledge-wise, you still we still believe. No, I'm agreeing with you. Where we are today, knowledge-wise, the buying a semen off the shelf might not make sense. But if we fast forward as technology in the next 30 years, to you, because the same way that nobody in the 30s or 20s could believe they can actually do IVF.
Exactly.
Because they believe that if you don't have that woman through the Hebrews way, that child is not a natural born child. Exactly. That different technology happens, enlightenment happens, exposure, innovation happens, so that it changes our mindset. Exactly. So the point is, to us today, buying a semen off the shelf might seem a bit too out of the ordinary, but it's going to become a normal thing in the next few years. You'll be surprised.
Let me argue this.
Okay.
I believe that a woman who thinks that I just buy a semen and get a child is selfish, because if it's just a child you need, what's wrong with your nieces and nephews? What's wrong with adopting?
They have their parents.
Why do you think that those women will say, no, I can't do that, but I can go and buy a child off the shelf? The child, you cut off the link of the child. Genetically, there's no trace, there's no sanctity of bloodline. And you come and I can never belong. I can never advance to that point.
So can I answer that, please? And then so what we are doing again now is validating or invalidating people.
No, we're not validating anything.
Now let me land now. It's still validating or invalidating people's choices, because whether we like it or not, the world keeps evolving. Where women were 100 years ago, where women were 50 years ago, is not where we are today. That's a reality. And in life, whether we like it or not, we keep growing, we keep evolving, and things will keep changing.
I agree with you.
And things will keep changing, right?
That's the only thing that is constant.
And the most important thing in this life, Nima, whether my choice, whether my opinion, your opinion, anybody's opinion, the most important in this life is that everybody has a right to their choice and their decision. And your decision and your choice is valid. As long as you're not hurting anybody. Live your life the way you want to. Let me land.
I like that part.
Let me land. Okay. Live your life the way you want to live it. Your choices are valid.
Okay, point taken. So if I say I want my child now, so somebody said, was it not Damila was saying yesterday that so you know somebody that wanted an Egyptian child. So she went to Egypt to go and buy her own semen. I can say I want to raise an Egyptian child because I want my child to look a certain way. I can want to raise a Somalian child. I can want to raise a Chinese child. It's my choice. That's the respect in choices.
When your choice, okay, if my choice is I want to have money at all costs, I carry my gun, enter Amaka house.
No, that's hurting somebody.
You said hurting. The point is hurting somebody. When it comes 360 and it hurts the child.
How?
Wait, when it comes 360 and your choice hurts the child.
How?
If it hurts the child, you cannot hurt the child.
How?
Are you saying buying a semen means that are you the decider of what will hurt the child?
So a child that came from a father and mother, and the father is
my question is hold on now. My question
is let's you and I have a conversation. I hear you because in your own mind
you don't decide
this child, this Chinese child I just bought, he's going to be hurt. This Chinese child will be hurt in 21 years. Finds out that where's my father? And I'm telling you that in the next 21 years, the conversation amongst all 21 years, where did they buy you from?
Egypt.
They bought you from Australia. I was bought from this. I was bought from China. You know, the conversation then will be about, not about who your father is, about where did they buy you from?
Hold on a minute. It's still going to be the south. It's still going to rise. The sun is still going to rise from where? East and west, and set in the west. YK just gave an example of a personal experience. She raised her daughter very independent. She raised her with certain values and thought, I poured myself. My daughter will be exactly my carbon copy. Today, her daughter wants more children than she wants. Her daughter wants to be a homely woman. True. So how do you decide how that child will react to that choice of purchasing him like tin tomato off the shelf?
So how
without
what I'm saying that
Nima, because the only thing in life that's constant is change.
I agree.
Because there will be
Nima, change
again. Nima, what you said is right. But I'm saying that child will not be alone because there will be many like him that were bought off the shelf. It means that society would have therefore conformed to the fact that many of us were bought off the shelf. And society is understanding and respecting people who have said, me, I was bought in Australia. Me, I was bought in India. Me, I was bought in Calabar. Me, I came, and we're still one nation and one universe together. It is possible.
And let me answer her bloodline issue. People, when you adopt a child, most times they make sure that they cut off the connection. So when you're talking about bloodline, you can adopt a child from any part of the world, and
people are doing their DNA today looking for their bloodline.
And then it still does not answer that question of bloodline or anything. So that is still irrelevant.
But people are doing DNA today.
Whether you do DNA
voluntarily,
can
you for their genetic
Nima, can I ask you a question?
I don't understand.
If there's this woman, she really wants a child, and she has looked for husband, she has not found husband, and her biological clock is ticking. The only way to solve that problem is to go to the sperm bank and buy the tin tomato off the shelf. What would you advise her to do?
I know, I'll tell her not to.
So she shouldn't have a child?
She can love another child, and that child. See,
no,
let me tell you something. Wait,
I'm going to break. Hold on,
break and come back.
Let's go on a break.
Make I give you this one. Saying, what do you mean?
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this matter. So before the break, Nima was going to say something.
I said that I'm not a monk in this, because if it is, you see, every right, there's no unlimited freedom, and Amaka can testify to it. Even in the law, we qualify all kinds of freedom to life, the freedom to
absolute. Yeah.
There's no absolute freedom anywhere, and it is because of that regulation that there's sanity. If you give freedom to people anyhow, it's only going to cause chaos, and chaotic society cannot thrive. Imagine that somebody says, it is my choice. I love her. And the young girl who is underage says, I love him too because he's made our life easy. And we legitimize it. We just might be legitimizing pedophiles. And it will become a norm for the kind of choices he says his mental health provides. There must be some form of conforming, molding in society. If every mother thinks I can buy a child, that's your own choice you're making at the time. You cannot fast forward and say because society is advancing and have advanced, decide that your child might not. Because a lot of people have started to run DNAs looking for fathers who abandoned them. Not knowing how their fathers who died or whatever, why their mothers are keeping them away. You cannot, this new open door thing, I don't agree to it.
Okay, so I hear you.
Let me your choice,
can I say something?
Please disclose to the
I have Christiana who will hold me.
YouTube is buzzing.
Let me take Christiana, come to you. Christiana, thanks for calling, you're live.
Yeah, I'm calling back again, ma.
Yes, go ahead.
Auntie Morayo, please, for the fact that we are trying to validate ourselves or so, please, let's not forget this. Let's not forget the word of God. Because I always have a philosophy in life. I please myself and God. So I put God first. Whatever thing we are doing, we should make sure we are directed through God. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for the fact that you are buying anything off the shelf, please, let's note. For the I think when the life is not civilized, then everybody, we know that Bible says when two come together, they become one. You just have to find a soulmate. Definitely when you pray and you work according to the will of God, you will find a man that will match whatever thing you want. And you'll get whatever thing you want through the help of God. So
okay, thank you very much, Christiana, for that. You see, the reason why I hear you, I no doubt about that. But see, there are a lot of women who have trusted God for a child for many years. They didn't have the opportunity of IVF in their own lifetime. They died lonely. They died feeling very defeated. They died not having the option of IVF. There are a lot of women who were sent out of their home because of their inability to conceive, because the option of IVF was not available. What I am saying is that I hear you, that it might be unconventional to get a child or order a child from a bank. But I am saying that it is solving a lot of problems, because today there are a lot of women who say I am not. They'll say that there are more women than men. There are a lot of women who are available who cannot find a person. And now technology is giving that woman an option that, okay, even if you cannot find somebody that you love, want to be with, and you want to nurture a child, you are the nurturing type, I am giving you an option where you can buy this thing, have a child to nurture, to raise the child. So that what that does, it helps society, but you have less women depressed and less women in arrow. Less women feeling like, oh, I came to this world and I have nothing to hand over to. So we are solving problem with innovation and technology. So how do we then marry it with still the morality you're trying to preach? Yes.
And the thing is, so let's not just confine this to just women that are not married or just want the child. There are so many women that are married, and this is the only solution that they have in their marriage. Do you understand? In the sense that they can't bear children, they have different medical issues or whatever, and this is their last. This is their last resort. So let's not take that out of context. And then for Nima, what I'm understanding, what I'm hearing you say, that maybe they're not really understanding what you're trying to say, is that you're not 100% opposed to this, but you want it regulated so that society will not be in chaos. In the sense that for women that are married, this is their last resort. They don't have a womb, or there's an infection and uterus can't carry the child. They have this. They have this option, and you're not opposed to this option. You you just want it regulated so that there's no chaos.
I would say that I'm opposed to the option.
Can I take messages?
Please, please. I'll come to you, Nima.
Okay. Sorry. Moses Ade says, Mariah, you have no idea what is coming. Sir Corey Michael says, Nima, I beg, no worry yourself. Leave Amaka, let her wallow in her validation. Let me see. Itunu Ajejumo says, I stand with Nima. We will have a dysfunctional society. Hafsa says, thank you, Nima, but it is loud it very well. The place, God's way still stands superior. Nima, this is another Ghanaian. Nima, nothing tomato.
So I am against purchasing semen.
No, so where I want us to, Nima, I also want us to address this issue of the God factor is important. We are all children of God here. But even though the God factor is still God that allows this innovation and technology to be created. Exactly. Because if we say wait for somebody to come and nobody shows up, and you're now 75 years old, we now wish you had a child. So let us not always make it that God factor is the only way to.
I will highlight some of them that, over time have even been tested more than these Oyibo ways we copy. In our traditional ways, in the Eastern culture, correct me if I'm wrong, as a woman, when you don't have your own, you can engage another woman who comes and creates a genetic bloodline for your husband and birth kids that you would own. I don't know whether I get my point.
The bloodline matter is
the sanity we're talking about. She doesn't just bring children from anywhere. She will come and I had a friend, there were 6 of them. And it was later on when the thing broke, the mother had to relocate them. She was a bank woman. She couldn't stay in one place and have kids. She was too busy. But all those 6 were born by the same mother. It was the day that woman showed up in our neighborhood, they moved. And I knew of that Eastern culture. Also, we can love another woman's child who is our husband's child because of the way our cultures were. I belong to this foundation. Is a Muslim orphanage, and our advocacy is always foster a child. No place in that advocacy was saying you must be the child you birth. Meaning is that you can actually love any child and even when you know that child is an adopted one. We created sanity in the ways that we had the children. What we are now saying is that I can live my life anyhow as a young girl. Go and buy a child, come and give my children and say, oh yeah, my family, and say, well, accept my choices. Scatter the matter pata because there's this freedom. One person is certainly mad.
Okay, so
I'm not joining.
So in your own thinking is that I am bringing this person to my home, but we are living in the modern time where I am the one going to be by myself. I'm having this child. Me and this child I'm going to raise this child myself, and we're going to have a home.
Well, you say, so who born and who no born? Now picking go bury. They no go leave you for house, make you rotting. So what is the point at the end of the day? Is it not at the end of the day who you leave behind? What is the end goal of this child matter? Is it buttons on our shirt or monies or cars in our compound that children are now?
Somebody you love that loves you right back.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be an adopted child can love you right back.
They don't need for a bloodline.
A child on the street that you help cannot love you right back.
If you are accepting a child on the street, why can't you accept somebody I buy from the bank?
The shelf one.
Yeah. What's the difference?
What's the difference?
Okay,
men at this point, men, please let us to start buying eggs. Men start buying eggs.
But they can't carry it now.
We want grace now.
No,
man will pay the woman now.
Even if man go buy eggs.
Wait,
listen. Now even if man go buy eggs.
We pay the women now.
No.
Pay women.
His sister can
pay women, carry the child, discard the woman and just take your child.
You're talking about
I know somebody that did that.
Is it not happening now?
He has already done it.
He
has twins.
Men marrying men abroad and having children. There was
he doesn't want a woman in his life, but he has children. He has twins.
Yes, so that's the reality.
That's his own.
So that's where we are going. It's not chaos.
Nima, I want us to confront today's realities.
I'm not here.
That is, you can like not be here, but the truth is, because we know people. I know somebody who got her semen from the bank. And the child is 4 years old today, doing well. In fact, the child looks like her. Beautiful girl. And she's happy, she's a high flyer, doing well, and she's fine. I'm saying that we must face the reality of today's times. Maybe it's not happening today, but
there are so many mental health issues.
In the next 20
the mental health issues have been there since. The mental health issues have been there since. Don't bring it now.
No, that's not many mental health issues now. We have been creating more. We are creating more devils.
As in the mental issues,
you go they grow.
Your head goes we are creating more devils.
Let's take a few comments.
No, now because. The processing, you pick up just wake up one morning. Look at you. You know your perfect life that you have created, and look at you as the devil.
You remember that child, that girl, the white woman that came to Nigeria and picked up a young boy from the streets. You remember? And
she loved
him, and he has been rehabilitated. Now she has raised this boy as her own. In that situation, is that not what's the difference between that?
She not buy him now. It's not an item now. You're using them to commodity.
Your issue is the buying. I'm saying it doesn't matter what the end product is. The child.
It matters.
No, the end product is the child that was birthed, regardless of the source.
Beans cannot turn to moi moi except they grind it.
Excuse me. Let me take. There's a brick house capital.
I cannot.
It's the young men
there must be a process.
Who don't have mothers advising them, who look for advice outside that I feel sorry for. They will watch one Jezebel on TV talking of her Oh my God, I can't read that out. Yetune Shonaike, Nima is living in Stone Age. She is not realistic. Just pray that life did not give you short end of the stick. You can not judge anybody unless you walk in their shoes. Afik's world says, any woman will get mind to buy semen, make she buy, people will make she buy. People will adjust. The Bob, at least history teaches us our progenitors migrated from somewhere. Therefore, bloodlines have always been cut and restarted somewhere else. Andrew is Chatham. Funnily enough, Nima is not a software professional yet she views some babies as off the shelf.
Because what I want to say is this, right? Some women that are in marriages, their children, talking about bloodline, well, their children are not even their husband's children. If you really want to go have this conversation in Africa, where the DNA should be carried out in every household, that bloodline you're talking about, they don't cut them. That bloodline that you think you might have, you might not even be from the bloodline you think you have, because the cheating and the infidelity not be today starts. So if you want to talk about bloodline, so many of us, we are not from the bloodline we think we are. So calm down.
That's a whole new kind of worms, because you're right, because it's not that technology is
they don't do the
let's be calming down.
There's a report
say 25%.
25%. So it's now that we are now opening up these options for people, that we're now making that issue, because we are doing those options were being done at the back and nobody knew, behind closed doors.
No, they were done at the back with very different reasons. But you see this reason of my choice, my life, my commodity child.
Let me tell you.
Hold on, wait.
I want to place
somebody said software.
I want to put it in context for you.
AI that we are all praising that has come. They are doing litigation. I saw a video this morning of a father doing litigation where AI was unregulated, uncontrolled, and suggested suicide, and he lost a child. There's no freedom that is not qualified anyway.
Normal children walk into place and
shoot everybody. Let me give you a situation. I'm going to put it in context. I am a young woman. I've been raised to be very independent, and I just try to find love throughout my life. I'm working, I'm meeting people I'm traveling the world. I'm going today, I'm in Japan, tomorrow I'm in Singapore, I'm going to, and my career is blossoming. I can't sit in a house and say I'm married to Mr. X, because I am constantly moving. However, I can afford to buy a semen from any bank in any part of the world I find. So today I'm in Seychelles, and I feel, okay, this thing is affordable here. Let me buy it here, get it done, and then this child is traveling the world with me. We're going to Japan together. We're going to Africa. We're going to Canada. We're going to around the world. I'm raising this child differently from your own normal way of raising children in one home or one community. So what I'm saying is that because of the life we live, because of these independent women we are raising, we must confront the reality that these choices might be made. Because if you raise a child in a home to live in Ijesha, to live in a village, that child knows the village. But if you raise a child to be raised all the way in Stanford, and she's getting jobs in different countries of the world, there's a possibility that she might not be able to settle down with any man. She will need to buy that semen to be able to have somebody to love her right back. So that's the reality of we are all raising our children. Our children are teenagers.
The child doesn't love her right back.
We don't know the choice our children will make in future.
I've seen children who ask their mother, how did you arrive at this man as
even biological children don't love their mothers. Biological children, there's no guarantee anywhere.
It's not commodity.
There are no guarantees anywhere.
There's a process. Accept the process.
There are no guarantees.
There's process.
There are no guarantees. A child that you are not biologically might love you more than
that is true.
Your biological
exactly.
So there are no guarantees. So you make your choices.
Repeat it, please.
No, she says
repeat it. Yeah. Though that sense is a child that is not
that you're not biologically related to might love you more than your biological child.
So either way, it happens both ways too.
Just want to tick biology and say you have to.
Anyway, that's all we can take. Do we have any comments before we wrap? Just one.
But I think at the end of this, we need to say that having a child is not validation of who you are. You are who you are. If you have, because really, when we are even having children, let us even look at why are we having children? Is it vanity? Because really,
well, okay, that's what we train our children. But I beg to differ. Even if that's what I'm saying, that we must allow a woman to make that choice, because naturally, instinctively, we want to nurture. Some of us want to feel like, I feel that I have that thing. So a woman who maybe her life, she didn't have the time to nurture, she'll be given the choice to say, okay, now I am 60 years old. I want to settle down. I want to now have a baby. and I want to raise a child with the money I've raised. That should be also be seen a choice of the woman to be accepted.
Nobody's saying she shouldn't have that choice, but I'm saying we should all question ourselves.
The why.
Why?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are we having this? Because some people have their children in house girl that will look after the children.
It's even funny. I'm just
they
reading
are busy
comments.
going to work.
I'm reading the comment that somebody is saying that because I got my children naturally, I know what I went through to get my kids.
Of course.
I'm not going to choose that option of buying kids of commodity shelf. I went through fertility issues. It is you that don't know my story that is talking what the rubbish should like. I believe that it is a process and it should be done to create sanity in the system.
Regulation.
I get you. Okay, I get you.
Because you have stopped playing. If not, I would have sang that song.
Regulation.
Because
We have to.
Has he stopped playing?
you have stopped playing now.
Oh, he has not stopped though. Oh, he has stopped playing. This girl. That is all we can take on today's show. Hope let a few things that we happy. I didn't even get it. I thought I said you have stopped playing.
I would have sang his song because you have stopped playing.
You have 5 seconds. They are singing.
I don't want to sing it.
Yeah.
You say you have stopped playing.
Alhaji Kazim already knows the song because it will cause chaos.
See you tomorrow.
Chaos.
Bye for now.